Okay, we're back. I never know what's going to come out of my mouth. You know, I used to get a legal pad. I'm not going to lie to you. I get a legal pad, I write a bunch of stuff down, and I come out and I turn the camera on, and there's something in my head that goes, you're not talking about any of that. This is what you're going to say. So, I just stopped doing that. I stopped trying to prepare. I feel like if you're talking from the heart, if you're speaking the truth, you don't need preparation. So whatever comes out in the next 5 minutes, that's just the way it is. There are those that would say, well, he hasn't really been bringing out the word. He hasn't quoted any scripture. And, I would say to that, the men and women too that I'm trying to reach, sincerely, if you gave them a Bible, they would probably drive by your house later that night and throw it through your window. And if that sounds like something you would do, you're in the right place. You really have to get both hands on somebody before you can pull them to the light. And that's what I want to do. I want to reach in. And right now, I would think that person is saying, well, you're really talking some good stuff, but what can I get my teeth into? What's really going to help me? And we're going to get to that. We're going to get to the drug addiction, to the obsession, to the detox, to what you need to be thinking and what you need to be doing. But there are a few things you should know. And I can't prepare for this. I just turn it on. Whatever happens in the next 5 minutes, that's what you get. And today it's going to be the gift from God. I think you need to know a little bit about God. And I think one of the ways to learn about God is to realize what He's given you. If you've watched the movie Ten Commandments or you've read the Bible, you know that it says that He gave man dominion over the earth. And I want to give you my interpretation of that. Dominion, that means domain, to dominate, basically. He gave you an indomitable spirit, is what He gave you. It was created to dominate everything in the world. So, if you're having problems, I would think it'd be normal if you were given that spirit. See, what I believe that God gave you was a spark of Himself. He created you in His image and gave you that spark of Himself. And that spark is your spirit. It's an indomitable spirit. No matter how much pain you've gone through, no matter how much suffering you've gone through, no matter everything that you've went through, you can't extinguish that spirit. It is so strong. It is indomitable, which means you cannot dominate it. What a gift that He's given you. Basically, He's given you something that can't be broken. It can't be bargained with. It can't be extinguished. And if you use it with God, it cannot be defeated. He has given you something eternal. Some people would say the struggle that we're in is life and death, and I would say it's more than that. It's more than life and death, because basically what we're talking about is your immortal soul. What a gift. What a gift. Later, we're going to, very, very shortly, because I know you really need help. I know there's a lot of you out there that man, you can't make it a day, much less a day. Maybe a day, probably not a day, without some kind of liquid or substance to ease the panic of feeling you. Because that's what happens. You get the feelings of you start coming in, and you're like, oh man, I don't want to feel that. I can't feel that. Here, let me have a shot of tequila. Let me some pills. Let me smoke some of this. Let me do this. Let me do that. And you want to escape that panic, and you're physically addicted, not just mentally. Your spirit is sick, but you've got this physical addiction. And I want you to know that I'm definitely going to be doing a lot of praying and meditating, because I think that the next part of this series is going to be the beginning of that battle, because I know that's what you're wanting to know now. I think you're interested. I think I know what I'm talking about. So now, you want some real help. You want some real help that you can sink your teeth in, that give you some direct instructions of what can I do today to get on the path that I can see that you're on. Because I know you can see that I'm on fire. You know, and that's what happened, you know, and there are going to be religious people who might view this video and wonder, what are my credentials? Who is this person that he would try to tell somebody something? You know, what church is he a longtime member in good standing? What Bible college did he go to? And to them I would answer, I am a witness of the power of God interceding in my life and basically lighting me up. As far as credentials go, you know, I got a bachelor's degree of being bad, okay? You know, I got a master's degree in misery and a PhD in pain. That's gone. That's gone. And, you know, I sat around thinking about it today. It's almost like I've known this is what I'm going to do all my life. All my life, every time that God saved me, and there's been many a time, I used to think, you know, I must really be important because why does God keep saving me? It says, and there was always the thought, because you're going to save a bunch of people. And in my mind, I thought that meant, oh, you're going to save a bunch of people from a sinking ship, you know. You're going to dive under a crashing plane, and you're going to save all these people. You know, little did I know that it was a different kind of saving. But I always knew that that's what I was here for, and I got to tell you, it is a honor and a privilege to finally begin on that journey. And you know, I know God interceded on me. He really put me through the fires of hell. You know, He let me join Satan's army. I was a lieutenant at 24, and there just came a day that He said, he's hot enough. He's seen enough. He's learned enough. He knows enough. It's time. And this is that time.